Good afternoon po.
Okay, no. So let's continue our discussion. No. So I believe we're done with narinig niyo ba ako? Malat na ako.
Yes po, parinig po ma'am.
Because dun sa mga face-to-face class namin, iba yung diniscuss namin about the yung writing research proposal na ngayon specific na sa ating based dun sa guidelines natin. So inisa-isa ko kung ano yung mga dapat na content, paano yung format, no? Eh medyo mahirap kasi i-discuss yun kapag online. So ito munang critical consideration ang i-discuss natin. Okay? So okay po. No, so allow me to share my screen. Okay. So last time, no, we discussed about the research design. No? So basically, lahat na ng parts and components ng magiging research proposal ninyo ay na-discuss na natin. No? So ngayon, i-discuss naman natin ang isa sa mga issue na kadalasan ay nai-encounter natin lalo kapag nagkakandak tayo ng research. No? So ito dapat yung mga dapat nating gawin at i-consider, no, when we are conducting research para ma-maintain po yung integrity ng research na ginagawa natin. Integrity as well as credibility natin as researcher. Okay? So we have a total of 10 considerations, ethical considerations, no, na kailangan bilang researcher, isa sa buhay talaga natin ito at gagawin. At kahit at dapat ni isa dito ay wala tayong makalimutan. No. So, ang una na po dun sa ethical considerations natin is, number 1, dapat palagi po hihingi tayo ng consent. No. Yung every participant po na magiging part ng ating research, kailangan fully informed sila. No? Sabi ko nga, during our previous discussion, kailangan alam nila ano ba yung nire-research natin, ano ba yung purpose, ano ba yung mismong gagawin. No? If in case there is a benefit dun sa research natin, i-discuss din natin at i-inform, as well as kung merong potential harm or potential risk. Being a participant in the research, kailangan ay i-disclose din natin at well aware sila. No. So bilang participant, kailangan sila mismo ang mag-volunteer. At the same time, sila mismo ang mag-agree na talagang magpa-participate sila dun sa i-conduct natin na research. No. So isa pa dito, kailangan kung ano man yung kagustuhan ng ating participants, no, kailangan i-respect natin as well as yung mga right nila, no, regarding sa ating research. Okay? So here, meron tayong iba't ibang mga cases pagdating dito sa consideration natin in line with informed consent. No? So una na dyan, o halimbawa daw, nagkaroon tayo ng study testing na ang pag-aaralan natin is the effectiveness ng bagong safety device, no, ng mga construction equipment. Kung saan yung construction equipment na yan ay gagamitin ng mga operators. So obviously, ang participant natin dito ay mga operators. So kailangan po sila ay very much informed ng mga possible na maging or yung mga potential risk ng paggamit ng bagong safety device na ito. No. So, halimbawa na lang dyan is kung mag-malfunction, kung mag-fail yung device, yan. So, kailangan aware sila before talagang mag-agree sila na mag-participate dun sa ating study. No. Isa pa rin, no, kapag halimbawa bilang researcher magko-conduct tayo ng field test, no, may kinalaman sa drilling techniques, no. Yung drilling techniques na yan gagamitin daw sa populated areas. No. So, since populated area iyon, kailangan, before natin gawin yung field test na iyon, kailangan ma-inform natin yung mga residents sa mga potential or harmful na effect noong pag-conduct ng field test na iyon. Like, for example, syempre, drilling yon. So, magiging maingay siya, magkakaroon ng vibration, malamang magkakaroon ng environmental impact, yung pagyanig, no? And having that, saka pa tayo hihingi ng consent. Kailangan makahingi tayo ng consent before tayo proceed with our study. No. Isa pa, no. Halimbawa daw, magte-test tayo ng bagong autonomous vehicle system. No. Na autonomous vehicle system siya na merong human passenger. No, kumbaga may part na pwedeng sumakay doon ang mga passengers. So bilang researcher po, kailangan ma-ensure natin na yung mga participants natin or yung mga magiging passenger or yung mga iti-test natin na sasakay doon sa vehicle ay aware na pwede na magkaroon ng system failure, yan, no. At and that, yun, pwede silang mag-agree doon sa mismong testing condition, no. Yung second natin na consideration is, yun, of course, the confidentiality and privacy ng atin pong participant. May it be yung actual na participant or yung data po na makukuha natin sa kanila. No. So, it is important na yung participant natin, yung personal information niya po should be anong tawag dito, kailangan siya po ay confidential, hindi mailabas, no, as well as kung sino lang po ang pwede na makapag-access ng mga data na kinuha sa kanya, no. It should be limited only dun sa mga may kinalaman dun sa research natin at hindi siya pwedeng ma-access ng ibang tao. No. So we are to protect yung participants natin from the particular harm, including halimbawa social or even psychological or financial consequences. No. So example na lang dyan, halimbawa kung medyo yung topic natin like yung information about AIDS, no. So kung makikita ninyo, 'di ba, kapag mga ini-interview sila or even hindi naman AIDS, no, even may kinalaman sa drugs, may kinalaman sa mga trafficking and all, 'di ba? Kung makikita niyo sa news, talagang biniblur para hindi makita kung sino yung mismong ini-interview, no, para maprotektahan nga, lalo kapag medyo minors pa lang yung may concern, ano. So, yan, may mga cases tayo. Like for example, kapag sa study kung saan magko-collect tayo ng data pagdating sa physical performance and health metrics ng mga workers, no, nagagamit ng bagong machinery. So, yung personnel data po ng participants natin dapat maging confidential siya and kailangan maprotektahan natin and make sure na talagang private, no. And then case number 2, in collecting data from employees working on a new offshore platform. Okay. So again, it is our responsibility po to make yung personal and professional information nila na confidential. Lalo kung yung information na iyon ay may kinalaman sa job performance nila or even kung may kinalaman sa health and safety records nila. No, 'di ba, even nga kahit kamag-anak natin, no, kapag nag-ask tayo ng records from their personal doctor, hindi binibigay ng doktor kahit kamag-anak tayo because that is personal records ng nila, ng pasyente nila, no. So sa kanila 'yun, no, and it is up to the person na may-ari ng information na iyon or ng data na iyon kung i-disclose niya ba or hindi. But in some case like sa doctor, hindi talaga siya ginagawa, no, kasi malaking kasalanan yun para sa kanila, no, malaking ethical issue yun, no. And then, yan, halimbawa din, during trials of a new vehicle monitoring system that collects driving behavior data, researchers must ensure yung driver's identity and their data is securely stored and only used for the intended research purpose. Okay? And then yung third po is the beneficence and non-maleficence. Ano bang ibig sabihin nito? No? So, syempre, sa pag-conduct natin ng research, there are benefits and there are potential risk. Bilang researcher ko, again, hindi siya may iwasan. But as a responsible researcher, kailangan magawa natin ng paraan na unang-una, malesen natin or ma-minimize natin yung harm or yung possible na risk. And kung i-minimize natin yun, kailangan magawa natin ng way na ma-maximize din naman yung benefits natin. No, so kailangan nating makagawa ng research design, a plan, no, kung saan ang priority talaga natin is the well-being po ng ating mga participants, no. So we have 3 cases here. Halimbawa, if we are to develop a new type of industrial robot, no. So ngayon magde-develop tayo or gagawa tayo ng research design kung saan ang priority natin is yung safety features para maiwasan na magkaroon ng injury yung mga workers natin na malapit dun sa industrial robot na yun or yung mga nag-ooperate dun sa industrial robot na yun. And then case number 2, researchers testing a new chemical process for oil extraction must carefully evaluate and mitigate potential environmental hazard, no. So kapag nag-oil extraction tayo, so of course possible na magkaroon tayo ng water contamination or even air pollution, no. Para makapag-prevent tayo ng harm sa ating pong ecosystem or even sa simpleng communities natin, no. And then case number 3, in designing and testing a new airbag system. So this is for automotive, no, automotive engineers, no. So kailangan po yung mga researcher natin masigurado na yung system natin is rigorously tested para po ma-minimize yung risk na mag-malfunction yung atin na dinesign para maiwasan yung injury po during an accident. And then number 4, for ethical consideration natin ay dapat daw sa research should be meron tayong justice. So, justice in a way na dapat when we are conducting the research, we conduct it fairly, fair and square. No? We ensure na yung kung meron mang benefits, no, or kung meron man din na mga burdens pagdating sa pagkakonduct ng research, it should be equally distributed sa lahat ng mga participants natin. Hindi yung iilang tao ang makaka-experience ng burden, ilang tao ang makaka-experience ng burden at iilan din ang makaka-experience ng benefit, no. So kailangan unang-una dun pa lang sa pagpili ng participant natin, kailangan fair na tayo sa pagpili. No. So, prevents exploitation and ensures na vulnerable yung ating population are not disproportionately burdened ng ating research. Like for example, sa pagpili natin ng participant pagdating sa ergonomic design ng factory workstation, no. So hangga't maaari we consider diverse group of workers, no, na kumbaga iti-test natin or i-assess natin. Hindi yung fit lang dun sa mismong physical profile. Like for example, kung factory workstation, more of puro lalaki lang yung pipiliin natin. So, kailangan diverse. Lalaki, babae, matanda, bata, yan, kailangan nating i-consider. No? To ensure po na talagang maging effective yung ating unang-una maging effective yung ating research and talagang yung benefit ng magiging outcome ng research natin will apply broadly. And then case number 2 po, a study on the impacts of drilling in rural areas should not be disproportionately exposed poorer and marginalized communities to environmental risk. So benefits of the research, like for example, like the job creations, yung pagde-develop ng mga infrastructure, so that po also should be equitably distributed sa ating mga participants. And then, yung third case natin, yan, halimbawa sa testing ng, yan, vehicle safety feature, no? So, as a researcher, we are to ensure na yung technology na iti-test natin ay itetest siya sa iba't ibang klase ng mga vehicle models, no. Hindi lang para sa high-end na cars, no? Kailangan sa lahat ng klase ng mga sasakyan, kung yan man ay high-end or low-end or mumurahing sasakyan, kasi ang focus naman natin dyan are the drivers ng mga cars natin, no. So we are to assess it regardless of the socioeconomic na status. And then yung fifth po na ating ethical consideration is respect for person, no. So we are to respect yung dignity, yung rights and autonomy po ng ating mga participants. So katulad ng nabanggit natin kanina, unang-una na dyan is we should obtain po consent, no. Okay, so we offer the right to withdraw. So kung sa kalagitnaan man ng research natin, mag-decide sila na hindi na nila gustong maging participant, then hayaan na lang natin, ay kumbaga, wag natin silang i-hold back, no, kasi right nila yon bilang participant, and that we should be sensitive sa mga needs nila, no, or sa need ng ating vulnerable na population. So make sure na laging yung moral and ethical rights natin ng kada individual po na involved sa ating research ay palaging present, no, kumbaga. And then here under this ethical consideration, again we have some cases like kung halimbawa daw we have workers, no, na nagre-research on, kumbaga we have workers in research on new manufacturing processes. So kailangan kung hindi nila talagang, kung initially pumayag sila, no, and then along the way they decide na mag-withdraw na dun sa mismong study, so we respect yung decision nila, no, without any penalty or kumbaga walang ibang gagawin sila, no, para lang maka-atras sila, especially if lalo kung yung study naman mismo unang-una before conducting it na feel na nila na uncomfortable na sila, no. In case number 2, kapag nagko-conduct tayo ng research in indigenous or local communities, halimbawa if we have yung oil extraction, so palagi na kailangan pong i-respect natin yung mga cultural values ng community natin. And yun nga, before natin gawin ang mga bagay na may kinalaman sa research, no, we should ask for permission, no, kasi yung mga indigenous people, yung mga local communities naman, may mga leaders sila na pwede nating makausap before talaga tayo mag-proceed with the study, no. And then yung third po, no, participants in a study on a driver behavior using in-vehicle monitoring system should be fully informed of their right to, again, refuse, no, particularly if yung monitoring natin could feel na may evade ng privacy ng ating participant, no. Yan. So yung sixth natin na ethical consideration is the integrity and honesty, no. So regarding the research, ito naman na-discuss natin, no, na hanggat maaari everything and anything na gagawin natin in conducting a research, kailangan gagawin natin siya honestly and with integrity, no. So always whenever we are to look or to summarize those findings, no, yung mga conclusions natin, no, we make it na hangga't maaari yung talagang totoo na findings, no. We acknowledge na talagang ito yung result because there is really a problem pagdating dun sa process natin, no. So iwasan or wag po nating ugaliin, wag po nating gawin na mag-plagiarize tayo, mag-fabricate tayo or mag-falsify tayo ng data, because pagdating sa research, those are serious, no, ethical violation, and that it will make na lahat ng gagawin natin in line of research na hindi credible, no, at hindi ka panipaniwala, no. So under this, yan, example natin is kung halimbawa we are to publish a result ng study in a new type of material use pagdating sa construction, No. So researchers must honestly report any limitations or potential weaknesses in the material even if it would affect the commercial success ng ating product. No. In case number 2, when reporting on the results of the environmental impact studies for new drilling technologies, researchers must present transparently even if the results indicate potential harm to the environment that could delay or halt the project. No. So kung magiging result niyan kumbaga magtatagal, anong gagawin? No. Kung yun yung result, kung kailanganin na talagang ayusin muna siya bago i-proceed yung study, kailangan yun ang gawin. No. In case number 3, halimbawa, if you are to test a new fuel-efficient engine design, researchers must accurately report yung actual fuel savings achieved during testing, even if yung results natin are less impressive than yung initially na ina-anticipate natin na magiging result. And then, yung 7 po na ethical consideration natin is accountability and transparency. No. Ano yun? So, bilang researcher, no, bilang tayo ang gumagawa ng research, we should be accountable sa lahat po ng ginagawa natin sa research. So, everything should be transparent. Paano ba natin, ano ba yung mga procedures, yung mga methods na gagawin at gagamitin natin in our study, no? If there are some, like yung nakalagay dito, yung mga potential na conflicts of interest, no, saan ba manggagaling yung mga fund or yung budget natin, kailangan po ay maging transparent tayo, no. So because of that, it enhances the credibility of the research and allows for scrutiny and replication by others, no. So katulad niyan, isyong-isyo ngayon na napakarami na yung sa flood control, no, ang daming pera na kumbaga nakurakot dyan because hindi sila naging transparent. Kasi even sa simpleng research, no, pwede kasing mangyari yun, no, na sa halip na maging maganda yung output natin because nagkaroon ng conflict of interest, no, hindi naging transparent yung researcher, hindi na natuloy, hindi na natapos, pero wag ka nagamit yung budget, no, nagamit yung fund para magawa yung research, pero in the end, walang natapos na research, no. So case number 1, no, under this ethical consideration, in developing safety standards pagdating sa machinery, researchers should be transparent about dun sa methodology and procedure na gagamitin as well as yung potential conflict of interest, no. In example na dyan is yung mga funding na manggagaling sa mga manufacturers ng machinery. And then case number 2 is if yung mga researchers natin working on new drilling techniques should disclose, no, any funding they receive from oil companies and how this might influence the direction or outcomes of their research, no. So basically, actually, kapag naman tayo engineers na maybe next semester, we will be discussing on the engineering ethics, specifically mechanical engineering ethics, no. So dito natin talaga madi-discuss na okay, hindi pala pwede na gano'n, na basta ka lang tanggap na kumbaga may marireceive ka at magbe-benefit ka, but then it will make yung iyong credibility na hindi maganda, no. So case number 3, in a study funded by automotive company to test yung bagong braking system, no. So researchers should openly report their funding sources and yung mga potential biases natin in their findings. And then yung number 8 po, no, we should avoid conflict of interest. So kanina pa yung nababanggit dito sa previous natin na mga previous natin na ethical considerations, no, ng accountability and transparency, no. So kapag po nagko-conduct tayo ng research, lalo kapag malaking research at merong money involved na pinoprovide ng ibang entity, kailangan i-disclose natin siya. Any personal or even financial or professional interest na pwede pong maka-influence sa kinoconduct natin na research, no. So bilang researcher, ayaw natin ng issue. No? Ayaw natin na magkaroon tayo ng issue, na magkaroon tayo ng problema. So, kailangan hanggat maaari maiwasan natin yung mga ganong sitwasyon kung saan pwede tayong ma-judge. No? In that, we should ensure na yung mga findings natin are very much objective. No? Sabi nga natin, hindi siya pwedeng subjective, hindi siya pwedeng mata-mata lang. No? Kailangan meron tayong verifiable na justification, and hindi lang siya basta na-influenced by outside interest. No? So here are some of the examples. No? So halimbawa daw, if a researcher developing a new type of industrial equipment should disclose any financial interest pagdating sa manufacturing company, no, na pwedeng mag-benefit from the research, ensuring that personal gains does not bias the student outcomes. And then second, if a researcher is conducting a study on environmental impact, no, of a new extraction technique and has financial ties to the oil industry, so they must disclose this conflict of interest and ensure na hindi po makakompromise yung mga objectives ng ating research. And then the third one, no, so if a researcher testing new fuel efficiency technologies should avoid situations where they receive like some incentives from automotive companies that could influence yung outcome po ng ating research. No? And then, yung ninth natin na ethical consideration is, kailangan yung ating pong research, no, pwede natin siyang ipa-verify at ipa-check. No, we can have the ethical review and approval. So kung yung research po natin ay nag-i-involve na either tao mismo, no, or kung meron diyang, kung ang subject natin ay may kinalaman sa hayop, no. So dapat po mag-undergo yung research natin sa review and approval ng Ethical Review Board, no. So dito sa atin sa Philippines, like the IRB, the Institutional Review Board or the IRB. So sila kasi nag-assess kung yun bang gagawin natin sa research will not harm itong human or itong mga animal subjects natin. So, it provides po na additional layer of oversight para ma-ensure natin na yung i-conduct natin ng research is conducted ethically. No? So, like for example, yan, case number 1. Bago tayo mag-conduct ng research, no, kailangan i-test muna natin yung ating machinery or yung mga machineries natin sa mga operators natin, which is mga tao mismo. The study should be reviewed and approved by the Ethical Review Board para masigurado na talagang safe and mapoprotektahan talaga yung rights ng ating mga participants. No. In case number 2, kung halimbawa may kinalaman sa bagong drilling techniques, no, at gagawin siya malapit sa mga residential areas. So kailangan i-review muna yan noong board natin para malaman kung may magiging effect ba siya environmentally, ano ba yung mga possible na potential risk, no, pagdating sa community natin or even sa environment, no. And then we also have testing new autonomous driving technology which will be used sa mga public roads, no. So kailangan mag-undergo talaga siya ng rigorous na ethical review since public roads ang pinag-uusapan natin. Maaaring maka-apekto tayo dun sa mga normal na talagang nagda-drive, no. So kumbaga walang magiging risk na mangyayari yun nga dun sa mga road users natin. And then lastly, no, consideration for environment and social impact, no. So basically sa pagko-conduct ng research ngayon, ini-incorporate na natin yung sustainable development goals, no. So yung SDG naman medyo malawak siya, no. So kailangan po, and part niyan is the environmental and social ano natin, societal impact, no. So we are to consider it, no, na yung ginagawa nating research wala siyang maging negative effect, no, sa community natin or even sa ecosystem, no. So as a researcher, we should ensure na positive lang yung magiging effect, no, positive lang yung mako-contribute sa society, at yun nga, walang harm na mangyayari with the ecosystem, no. So yan, may example ulit tayo. Case number 1, when developing new manufacturing processes that could release pollutants, no, researchers should consider the environmental impact and work on minimizing emissions to protect the local ecosystems. And case number 2 po, researchers developing new tracking techniques, no, should consider yung potential po na social and environmental impacts, no. So para maiwasan na yan, magkaroon ng water contamination or even example na natin dyan, water contamination, seismic activity, yan, para po maiwasan na magkaroon tayo ng risk during work. And then lastly, no, sa pagdidesign ng bagong vehicles, kung mapansin nyo, no, lahat ng may kinalaman sa manufacturing process, sa drilling, no, sa pagdidesign ng new vehicle, yung sample natin. So, pagdating sa bagong vehicle, researchers should consider yung environmental impact po ng materials na ginagamit para makapag-develop tayo ng mas sustainable, recyclable na parts and components para mabawasan yung ecological footprint natin in line with automotive industry. Okay, so yan, activity number 8 na tayo, no? So you are to answer this question, no? Okay, so for the remaining time, isasagutan ninyo ito. Okay po, no. Then, the next time na tayo ay mag-meet, I will be discussing specifically about how are we going to write yung ating research proposal. Okay po? No. So, do you have any question, concern, clarification?
Talaga, excited. Kasi nasa province.
Okay. So, I don't know when. Sa week 14 pa ang ating face-to-face. Oh. Ay, kaya nga. Cry ka dyan, Iko, ha? Okay. Tomorrow, ang hindi ko kasi na-meet ay, so kasi this week para matapos na, para next week critiquing naman tayo eh. May available time ba kayo by Wednesday? Ha? May libre kayong time doon sa Wednesday? Iko. Ang tanong ko muna, sagutin niyo. No, pwede tayo sa Wednesday. Wala, hindi kayo pwede ng Wednesday. Isa, sige. No. Okay. So, by the way, face-to-face kayo niyan? Face-to-face ang klase niyo? Okay. Face-to-face. So, pwede kayo na ayun, para hindi naman masyadong maaga, no. Attend kayo sa Wednesday ng 8:30, pwede. Kasi para ma-discuss ko rin sa inyo kung paano yung formatting ng ating. Okay lang? No. Basta, siguro, basta yung may representative ng per group para alam kung paano gagawin. Okay? Ha? Sa Wednesday, 2:07 din. Ha? Maliwanag. Ha? Pasuyo ako. Tapos, ang tanong ko din ay sino pa ang anong tawag dito? Sino pa dito ang walang approved na topic proposal? Yung wala kong pang-sign. Ha? Ilang grupo pa yon? 3? Or isang grupo kayo? Iko?
3 daw po naman.
3 grupo? Ay, nako. Talaga ba? Okay siya, sige. Okay. So, ang target ay dapat this week ay meron ng approved na topic title. Kapag wala pa ay siya. No, hindi ko na alam kung kailan pa kayo. Ha? So, kung anong tawag dito? Ito, nasan ba kayo?
Ma'am, permission to
Nandito
speak
naman kayo
po.
sa school. Eldrix.
Ma'am, nandito po kami sa vicinity po ng school, nasa library po kami. Bali po ay sana po after this meet ay ma-meet po namin kayo personally to propose our topic po.
Okay, sige. Okay, so sige. Punta na kayo din at i-dismiss ko na rin ang mga are. Okay, so kung wala nang concern, question, no. So again kindly answer na yung activity until activity 8, no, because the submission ng inyong activities, yung kabuuan, isasubmit ko siya ng buo, ibabalik ko na lang sa inyo pagka-check ko, no, until activity number 8. It will be submitted on week 14 again on our schedule. Ha? Maliwanag po. No, so take note ha. And then for the other guidelines, kasi diniscuss ko sa ibang section yung guidelines. And I mean, mas sila kasi nga aware na sila kung anong mismong gagawin. Naintindihan na nila. No, mas naintindihan nila yung guidelines at kung ano yung mga formatting and all. Kaya nga sabi ko, gusto ko nga sana kayo na personal na ma-meet para i-discuss na yun. So, I hope di maka-attend kayo on Wednesday. No, 8:30 sa 207. So, kasabay ninyo ang section 7 ko. Okay po?
Yes po, ma'am. Noted po.
So, sige. No. So, ayun. Hindi naman necessary na lahat talaga maka-attend. Siguro at least kahit yung sabi naman lahat na ma'am. Sige, basta po lahat hindi maka-attend. Basta merong at least representative per group para hindi maliyo, no. At least 2 siguro kasi baka mamaya ay mali-mali ang sabihin nung kagrupo, no. Okay po. So, sige na. Kung wala nang concern, question, makikisagutan na ako ng activity number 8. No? Again, week 14 ang submission. Okay po, maliwanag. So, kung wala na, pwede na po kayong mag-leave sa ating meeting room. Thank you.
Thank you po, ma'am.
Thank you po.
Thank you po.